one of the very most important prayers that you can pray for your children is this. Pray for them that He gives them the power to understand how much He loves them. Why do we do that? Mom was telling me. So they look to Him for acceptance and not to look to everybody else for acceptance. Pray that they grasp the supernatural, miraculous, bam, power and understanding of how much He loves them. So then they begin to look for acceptance from Him and not from you. Or not from the boy across the street or the girl down the road or whoever. Okay? Okay. All right. So, on to today. Speaking of prayers, has anybody ever heard this prayer? Now I lay me down to sleep. Repeat it after me. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. Kind of a general, but yet specific prayer. And have you ever stopped and thought, that's kind of a weird prayer to pray with your child? Has anybody ever really thought that? How many of you have prayed that prayer with your kid? Everybody does. Everybody does. Okay, so let's put ourselves in the position right now. We take our 3-year-old into a dark room. We lay them down before they get ready to go to bed. And they say, sweetheart, repeat after me. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. Everything's good so far. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. Good night, sweetheart. See you in the morning if you make it through the night. See? So some of those prayers are kind of weird, right? They're general, they're specific, but how many of us go through this routine of prayer? We say the same thing at the same time before dinner. And I told myself last week, guilty, guilty, guilty. I've taught it to my children, they do it. Maya gets into rut where she will be praying for dinner at bedtime. And she'll be like, oh, wait a minute. Or vice versa. But it's always, Father, bless this food for the nourishment of our minds and bodies. Okay? Right before we shove down like cheeseburgers and grease-loaded French fries and Twinkies and Oreos the way that I eat them. Okay? So some of them are kind of odd, and I think the context is we need to stop reciting prayers.
Amen.
Because then we become general. And it is a hard habit to break when we're used to saying the same stuff at the same time. Does God listen? Sure He listens. But let's maybe try to get out of the box just a little bit. So, talked about a prayer for kids last week. We're going to talk about a prayer today for us, for fellow believers. Here is one of the greatest, most important, powerful prayers that we, as Christ followers, can pray for each other. You ready? It's going to trip you up and mess you up. Worked all week on this thing. Ready? Pray for them to continue to be active in sharing their faith. That's it. I'm going to pray for Darren to be active in sharing his faith. I'm going to pray for Diablo, Brian, Michael, Chan, Jordan, Taylor.